Hey Dutch, now, are you going to let me do a beer review or not? I know you keep trying to get onto camera here, and I know this one's called Squirrel, and I know in the past you've actually you've caught some squirrels in your time, but I need to do a beer review. People are actually waiting. You can sit there if you want and listen to me, but yeah, you don't have to get in the way, okay, my boy? Yeah. How about that for an intro? Okay, guys, you know who it is. It's me, Unclejona, and this is Dutch down here. Hey, Dutch. Um, we're doing another beer review. Well, he's not, because he's too young to drink. He's only, how old are you, Dutch? You're 13 now, I think. Yeah. So he's far too young. Anyway, we are in Hemel Hempstead, or near there, at the Mad Squirrel Brewery. Whoop, going to get a tail in my face there. And this one's called Roadkill. And Dutch, he knows all about Roadkill. It's a New England IPA, 6.5% on the ABV. Look at that. That's quite a proper in-your-face kind of can with nice yellow, kind of weird, psychedelic, trippy nonsense all on there. And if we look on the back side of the can, you know how we roll. You know how we don't focus. So we do have some information. So it does tell us, let's try and do something like this. Let's fool the camera into thinking this is what it's all about. Come on, dude, what is going on? It's just it is not focusing. It's one of those days today. Ugh. But I'm determined, there we go, I'm determined not to do a reshoot. So 6.5% on the ABV, 20 IBUs, it's a 440 can, which means in the UK that is 2.86 units. So basically, if you have one of these cans, it means you cannot drive. But it goes on to say, cruising along at 65 miles an hour, top down, juicy hops. Hey guys, don't drink and drive. We've got oats, we've got wheat, and a squash squirrel on the bumper. This is what Roadkill's all about. So put your foot down, enjoy the sunshine, and do all that kind of stuff. Then it goes into what's in there, which I think is quite cool. So we got some water, we got malted barley, we got hops, we got oats, wheat, and some yeast. Suitable for those vegans, because we know vegans like Roadkill and they like Squirrel. Now, before I drink this beer, I have to say I do have some history with Mad Squirrel. I went up to their brewery a few years ago when I was working, well, I think that time I was working in St Albans. Yeah, and I went there, walked into their tap room, no one was there. There was one guy working out the back and I could hear banging and stuff. All I wanted to do was buy some cans like this. And I'm a nice guy, but I could have gone, literally walked behind the bar, poured myself a pint and just started drinking it because no one was interested that I was there. Hopefully things have improved over there. Or if you are very unscrupulous, go to Mad Squirrel because you can get beers easily for free because nobody cares that you're there. Anyway, no, don't do that. That would be bad. This is a NEIPA. Let us try this. Says it's got oats, says it's got wheat in it. Comes all over my fingers. We've got a big sort of chalice glass in here. Let us get this bad boy into the glass. Going for a slightly aggressive pour. Nothing too ridiculous. Just going to force ahead. Wow. Got a whole load of hop debris and all sorts of yeast and some nasty stuff in there. So this is definitely not filtered. at all. Look at that bad boy. So without forcing it too badly, I definitely have 2 fingers worth of head. It didn't start off like a milkshake, but when I poured the bottom of the can in there, which a lot of people do nowadays, they don't filter their beers at all. Not sure how I feel about that. From one respect, you know, if you're buying this in the pub, it wouldn't be filtered because it's in a keg. However, having all that detritus in the bottom of a can, especially if you're not going to drink it straight away, you're definitely going to get some secondary fermentation going on in the can. And, dare I say it, your can may explode. So, Mad Squirrel, be careful about what you're doing with your beers. Anyway, it looks the part. Look at that head. Absolutely lovely, fluffy white clouds. Really, really nice. Mmm. Very interesting. There's not so much of the tropicalness there. Now, because I love you guys, I did a little bit of research. So please bear with me while I click over, because this has got a lot of hops in. It's got Citra, Chamon. Everything's got Citra in, more or less. It's got Mosaic, it's got Amarillo, it's got Eldorado, and it has got Idaho 007 in this bad boy. So yeah, I wanted to get that out of the way, purely because, you know, I like trying to pick stuff apart. I think this one is going to be a little bit more difficult than usual because it's got so many different hops in there. Anyway, let's get into it. Chamon, down the hatch. Cheers, Dutch. He's wandered off, by the way. He wasn't interested in this beer. I might have let him sniff it. Cats like sniffing things. Ooh. Ooh. Initial taste is very dry. Not too hoppy, but as in not too hoppy bitterness wise, but there is a lot of there's a lot going on within that first initial hit. It does go on and on and on. It lingers. It definitely lingers. And this is much more old school NEIPA than a new tropical New World NEIPA. This is definitely kind of one for the northeast. So yeah, or the New England, I should say, IPAs. Ooh. So yeah, definitely getting that citra, that pine, a little bit of kind of lemon, perhaps. Then there's that kind of orange type thing going on too, which I guess is from the Amarillo. Oh, the Mosaic brings a little bit of tropicalness, but it's not full on. There is a little bit of that kind of tropicalness, sort of juiciness, but this one's definitely about the pine and the citra, the grass, the mown grass cutting, the green. That's what's there. That's what's full on in your face. Pardon me. Everything else is very secondary to that pininess. Wow. Sorry, I've had some deep drinking, degaussing, degassing. That's what happens when you drink very quickly while you're on camera. 6.5% is quite well hidden. You do not get any kind of any mouthfeel. You could say, if someone said, "Yeah, this is 4%," yeah, I'll probably believe it because the alcohol's quite well hidden. It's definitely on the dry side. This is not a sweet beer. So if you're looking at one of those milkshakey type ones, even though it does kind of look like a milkshakey type beer, it is not. It is not sweet. It is definitely on the dry side. Which means fully fermented out. Fermented? That's another word. Maybe it is in my lexicon. Ooh. Maybe there is a little bit more of that juiciness up front, but hidden, I say, a bit more by the pine, that kind of thing going on, which is, yeah, what this beer, I guess, is all about. I wish I knew kind of what Idaho 7 or 007, Miss Moneypenny. Yeah, I wish I knew more about these type of hops, things like Citra, Amarillo, Simcoe, those type of things. Even Mosaic, I know reasonably well. Idaho 7, not too sure about that one. Well, I have had it before in other beers. I need to do my Cicerone beer program, or maybe my BJCP. If anyone knows a nice way to get those certificates or get them done so I can say I'm qualified. I am a proper beer judge, whereas at the moment I'm just an amateur swimming in the sea of beer and basically living off my own senses and not, not describing exactly what other people say it should be. I mean, there's a certain part of me that likes that because it's me. I'm honest. Whereas I could say, yes, it tastes like this or it tastes like that. And would I really know? Well, I'm definitely thinking about doing one of those kind of programs just to see, to see what it's all about. Cheers and there. Oh, maybe there's a hint of mint in there too, and that kind of minty kind of thing, or herbalness, that kind of thing going off in the background. I've noticed the other thing, when you get a really hoppy beer, such as this one, things do change as you go down the glass as well. So your initial taste is not what your final taste would be. But maybe that's because I've, like a tea or a coffee, maybe I've just taken a big hit of all that detritus from the bottom of the can in my last sip of beer. So yeah, that could be something as well. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Click like, click subscribe, flick my bell, it's down there somewhere, and you'll never miss another beer review. Not that you'd miss one anyway. Well, it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from my good buddy, my hairy buddy Dutch, who's sitting over there watching me and going, oh my God, is he talking that nonsense yet again? Well, yes, I am. And that's what you've tuned in for. So, shame on to you guys, and we'll see you real soon for more beer reviews and more Dutch, maybe.